Hello, how can I help?
Hi, I've just seen a property advertised online. Just wondered if I could book a viewing.
Okay, which property are you interested in?
So it's the self-contained studio flat.
Right, okay, no problem. That's still available. When are you looking to come out and do a viewing?
Well, I'm actually in the local area today, so I just wondered if I could view it this afternoon.
The property's occupied at the moment and there is a tenant in situ, so I will have to give 24 hours notice. So I can't do today. The earliest I'm going to be able to do is probably 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay, that works fine with me.
Okay, cool. So I'll get you booked in. Just let me take your details down. And also, as part of the legislation, I do need to check your right to rent status. Can I ask you what your nationality is, please?
Yes, I'm British.
Okay, and do you have a passport?
I've got a driving licence.
Awesome, okay. If you could bring your driving licence with you, and it will also have to have another document with it, maybe a birth certificate. Have you got a birth certificate?
Okay, yeah, I should be able to dig one out.
Okay, no problem. And that will cover the right to rent side of things. And what's your current situation at the moment?
So I'm currently living in a shared house and I'm also working full-time as well.
Okay, and what's your reason for moving out of the shared house?
I just want to get a bit more of my own space rather than just a room in a house. I'd rather have a flat.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that's all booked in for you. If you can bring your right to rent documents, and I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Okay, great stuff. See you
All right,
then.
cheers, bye. So join me on this mini-series where we're going to go through the whole tenanting process, from the tenant prospect wanting to book a room, to the viewing, to the referencing, and to the checking in and the inventory. Hiya, is it George?
Hiya, George, yes.
Hi, George, coming in.
Hiya.
Pleased to meet you. You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, coming through. Come and have a look around. Good journey down?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, where did you come from?
I'm in the local area anyway, so I'm only up the road, so
Right,
just in the
okay.
shared house at the moment. But yeah, this place looks really nice.
Yeah, so this is the flat. So it is a one-bedroom, pretty much self-contained studio flat. So this is the living room and the bedroom, because it's a studio flat.
Yep.
So we don't provide any furniture. You can put your furniture in here, and obviously then you can put it wherever you want to.
Yeah, I've got lots of stuff to bring anyway, so...
Yeah. So living room. Then we've got the ensuite through. Do you want to have a look at the ensuite?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yes, ensuite.
Okay.
Yeah, shower,
Yeah.
toilet and basin. It's recently been decorated.
Yeah, it looks
So,
nice and
yeah,
clean. And
it is nice and fresh. The tenant, I thought they were in situ. They've literally just gone this morning, so it's available right now.
cool.
And then we've got the kitchen. Can we have a look at the
let's have a
kitchen? Okay, so this is a kitchen. Again, it's just been redecorated.
Yeah, nice.
So everything you'd expect. You've got your fridge there as well. Plenty
Does it
of
come
room.
with the fridge?
Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
and the cooker. And then you've got the facility to put your microwave in and what have you. Little sort of utility room in the corner.
Yeah.
There's no washing machine in here, but we have got a laundry room around the side of the building. But that is pay as you go. You have to pay for your own washing.
Okay, that's fine.
So the property is exclusive of council tax and it's exclusive of electric.
That's fine.
Okay, I provide the gas and the heating is all part of the provision that I do, part of the rent, but the electric is separately metered. It's on a top-up meter that you can just do on your phone.
Okay, that's good.
So what's your circumstances at the moment then?
Just working full-time and yeah, just living in a shared house at the moment, so just looking to get my own space really, and this looks really nice.
Okay, when are you looking to move?
As soon as possible. Obviously, I need to give a month's notice, but I can move in before then. I'm just happy to get out there. So,
Okay.
When's this available from?
It's kind of available now. She's moved out this morning, so it's relatively clean. We just need to give it a quick clean before we rent the next property out to whoever wants to take it. I mean, are you interested in reserving it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
There is an application process, so we will have to, first of all, take a holding deposit just to secure the room for you. That means we take it off the market, and then we need to give you an application form to complete. When we get the application form back, then we'll need to conduct reference checks, and provided all of that is okay, then potentially we can give you a move-in date.
Okay, cool.
Right? Should we do some paperwork?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, George. So on the phone, I did ask you if you could bring your right to rent documents with you. Did you bring your passport?
I bought my driving licence.
And did you bring a birth
I
certificate?
did not.
Okay, I will need to see a birth certificate as well.
Okay.
As part of the UK legislation, a driving licence isn't enough without a birth certificate.
Right, okay.
So if I take a photo of your driving licence
Yeah,
now,
sure.
and then before you take the tenancy, you'll need to send me your birth certificate.
That's fine,
So
yeah.
I can fill out the right to rent documentation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
Any questions on that?
No. All good.
Awesome. Right, so what's going to happen now is, this is a holding deposit form.
Okay.
And what I'll need you to do, to take the room off the market and to get it reserved, is pay £125, which is no more than 1 week's worth of rent.
Okay.
And then when you reserve the room, I'll give you an application form as well, which is here.
Yeah.
And then what I need you to do, George, is you get this application form back to me within the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
If you don't send it back within 48 hours, I'll refund your holding deposit and re-advertise the room, just that we can't hold it for much longer than 48
That's fine.
hours.
I'll get it done tonight.
Because we're so busy.
Yeah.
Now, the application form, I'm going to ask you for your last 3 years' address history, because we will do a credit score on you. I'm also going to ask you for your current landlord and also ask you for your current employees' details so we can send them a reference request. Is that okay?
That's fine, yeah.
So if you can complete that for me as soon as you can,
Yeah.
when that comes back, I'll do all those checks in the background.
Yeah.
So that's your holding form for
Cool.
your deposit. Now, also, as part of the legislation, at this point, and you looking at the tenancy, I need to give you a copy of the energy performance certificate for the flat, okay? And this is currently energy performance level D,
Okay.
all right? So you know on there how much roughly it's going to cost you
Okay.
to heat the flat. And this is the government how to rent guidelines that just shows you what your rights and entitlements are as a tenant. So I'm going to give you those to have a look at. And then once you've completed the application form, if your application is successful, we'll get back to you and we can take it from there.
Okay,
All
lovely.
good?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Cheers.
All right, see you in a bit.
Bye.
Okay, so that's the viewing. It's essentially just to get to know the person, ask them a few questions, see if they're suitable, see what the body language is like, and to give them all the documentation. Now, there are a lot of platforms now that you can do this online, but for this example, I just want to go through the paper side of things just to show you what you need to do. So what's going to happen next is George is going to send me his application form, and from that form, I'm going to take the following information. So his landlord, his current landlord and his current employer, I'm going to send them or call them and ask for a reference request, make sure he's legit, make sure he's good to go. I'm also going to conduct, under certain circumstances, a credit check. Now, there are companies called lettingref.co.uk that will allow you to do a credit check for $9.99, pay as you go, and based on the information that George has given me, it will give me an affordability test to see if he can actually afford it based on his income. It will also give me his last 3 years address history. So if he's lying to me, it will actually show up on there. And it will also give me any county court judgments, any insolvencies and any bankruptcies. So it's a really important piece of information. So once all of that information has come back, I'm going to go onto Google, going to search his name, see if anything nasty comes back. I might even go onto his open social media profiles just to see if there's anything really that raises a red flag. And most of the time it doesn't. I'm then going to give him a call. I'm going to ask him back on the date that he wants to move in, get the tenancy signed, and literally hand over the keys, take the deposit, and get him in, get him as a tenant. Hi George, it's Rick. Yeah, all good, thank you. How are you? Okay. So I've had your application form back, thank you. Just a couple of things. I'm going to need to see your last 3 months bank statements just to confirm your employment. Could you email them to me? Awesome, fantastic, okay. Your references have come back absolutely fine. There's nothing on the credit search, so that's all good. So I'm quite happy to offer you a tenancy if you still want to take the flat. Cool, good, okay. What I'm going to do now then is I'm going to email you the contract. Just have a read through it. And I know you said you wanted to move in about 2 days, so read through the contract. If you're happy with it and there's no problems, then if you could pop over and meet me at the flat at 12 o'clock on Wednesday, and then we can go through all of the bits and bobs. Does that sound good? Okay. Now, also on the email that I'm going to send to you will be my bank details and instructions on how to pay your first month's rent, okay? All good? Yeah. So the first month's rent is going to be £500. Because you're going to be moving in on the 1st, and the deposit we take is £250. And as soon as we receive that, I'll get it lodged in the deposit scheme. I'll give you the paperwork when you come to the property to take your tenancy. Okay? All right, see you soon then. Okay, cheers, bye. Hey George, coming in.
Hello,
how you doing?
Yeah, not too
You
bad.
all
You?
right? Yeah, good. Good journey?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, thanks.
Okay, cool. So, welcome. It's all nice and tidy for you.
Yeah, lovely.
Right, so I've got a bit of paperwork that I need to go through with you. Okay. Did you have a look through the AST contract?
I did, and it's all signed.
Oh, good. So you've signed that?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to sign that in a minute. You get to keep a copy, and I get to keep a copy.
Yeah.
But before we do that, there's a couple of things that I need to just hand over as part of the tenancy agreement.
Cool.
So this is a copy of the gas safety record to say that the boiler's been checked and it's in service and it's got another 10 months left and it's safe. Okay, so you need to have hold of that. This is also a copy of the electrical installation report, which lasts for 5 years. And you see that this was done in 2022. So we've got plenty of time left on that as well yet. So that's nice and safe. So you can keep hold of that. Now I know that I did give you a copy of the Government How to Rent book when you came on the viewing, but there's another one for you, just in case you've lost it. I also did give you a copy of the EPC, but there's a copy of it there for you as well. And then I've lodged your deposit. It's in the deposit protection scheme.
Right.
Okay, it's been done within the 30-day time limit. There's the information to tell you how you can contact the deposit scheme if you need to, and where your deposit's lodged.
Okay.
Okay, we only use the deposit if we have to take any damages at the end of your tenancy. We're going to go around in a minute, we're going to do an inventory, going to check everything's okay, and then we're both going to sign to say that we're happy with it, and then at the end of the tenancy we'll refer back to that, and if there's any discrepancies then we can discuss that at the end of the tenancy, okay? Those are the office contact details, so if you've got any issues or anything at all that you need to discuss, that's the phone number. Okay. Now I also need just to take a standing order form from you. And this is an instruction from your bank to pay the rent on the 1st of the month into my bank. Okay. So rather than you doing it, we like to do it because you might forget and then it's our fault, not your fault. So we're going to complete this. I'm going to post it off to your bank today, and then hopefully on the 1st of the month, the money will come into the bank around about midnight usually, and then your rent's paid and you don't have to worry about it.
Cool.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, lovely. So we're going to complete that one. And I think that's pretty much everything. So your AST contract, so I need to sign. Okay, so that's for you. I've also just taken a copy of that, and I'm going to take that as well. So all we need to do now is go through and do the inventory, show you how everything works, and I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
All good?
Stuff. Yeah.
Did you bring your birth certificate?
I did, yes.
Yes, excellent. Lovely. So can I is that my copy? Can I take that with me?
Yeah, you can take that.
All right, so I'll take that with me and I'll put it on your file, so that's all covered. Okay, right, let's do the inventory. Let's have a look around.
Cool.
I just need to show you the fire alarm system. Now this system is called a grade A alarm system, so the whole building has got an alarm, and this is a zone map here. So if there's an activation, it will tell you which zone it's in by one of these LEDs flashing. And if it says zone 2, you can look on here, you can see straight away that zone 2 is, where is zone 2? There. So zone 2 is the ground floor, and you know that there's been an activation on the ground floor. Now, you shouldn't really have any issues with this, but if you need to activate the fire alarm, then there are these call points here on the side of the wall on each level of the building. Okay. So you need to push it, and then you need to call 999. And if there's any issues with this going off for any other reason than a true activation, then if you can call the maintenance number on the details I've given you, and then we can come out and we can have a look at it. But this is serviced every 6 months, and we have a test every week with the call points on the wall, and then it's all logged and it's registered and it's put here. Okay. Okay? Good stuff. And you can see that this was last tested on the 6th of the 11th, which was 2 days ago. Yeah. All good? Yeah. Happy with that? Yeah. Excellent. Cool. So George, because we provide firefighting equipment, which our local authority actually do like us to do, I just need to show you how to work it. Okay? So this is a foam fire extinguisher. It's a new one, and you'll see that when I take it off the bracket, so just pull it towards you to get it off. It's tested on the back there. It was serviced in June of 23, so it's not due now until June 2024, which is next year. Cool. So if you do happen to come across a fire, the instructions are here in front of you. So hold the cylinder upright, pull out the safety pin, which is this yellow pin here, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire and squeeze the lever. Okay, so if you do happen to have a fire, you literally hold it, pull out the pin, and then squeeze the lever. Okay. Now this is just designed for you to exit the building. Okay, so it's not designed for you to stay around and fight fires, but we need you to get out of the building safely. Okay. All good? Happy with that? Yep. So what's going to happen is now, I'm going to send the standing order form over to George's bank, and that authorises the bank to pay me the rent on the 1st of the month. I'm also now just going to go around and do an inventory, and I use an online inventory, so we'll go around, we'll photograph everything, we'll make sure that all of the rooms are all documented. If there's any current damage, that will be documented and it will stay on file. And then when George checks out, we'll go through the same inventory, make sure there's no damage to anything, and if he's all good, then he gets his full deposit back. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to show George how everything works, hand over the keys, I'm going to leave him to it.